morning and welcome along to Talk Sport Breakfast with ArnoldClark.com. I'm Laura Wicks. My special guest is Rangers legend Ali McCoist, and coming up today we will be joined by Liverpool legend John Barnes about 8:30. Talk about his former side. They beat 10-man Chelsea 2-0 in the Premier League yesterday. Sadio Mane with 2 goals, while new signing Thiago impressed on his debut. And we will also be speaking with treble-winning coach of Manchester United, Steve McClaren, at 9 a.m. to dissect Manchester United's opener. It was a defeat to Crystal Palace. United fans, surely you can't blame Ed Woodward for that performance. 08717223344. We are taking your calls. Are you really worrying though? I don't know. I think it's a little bit too early to worry about it necessarily. I think that there's a little bit of maybe rust, I would say. It's the first game back today, guys, so let us know your thoughts at TS Breakfast as well. Welcome along. It's Talk Sport Breakfast with Laura Wicks and Ali McCoist. So I'm delighted to say during South Arrested Club, 100 club members, former players for lots of different clubs, so many I can't list on them. Welcome along, Darren Beck, hello.
Morning, Alex. How are you, Darren? My friend? Yeah, well, good. Yeah, it was a very busy one, but it was really busy, but it was enjoyable. Last hit was there yesterday.
How many goals did we see?
So exciting, and some of the brilliant, some of the shocking, but listen, I love watching the football, and this weekend was all that went in. We should have played that, and we should have kept watch many times, but I
and then conceded 7.
Yeah, wow, yeah, 40 goals,
I mean, they're looking great, aren't they? For entertainment value, there's nothing else.
Entertainment-wise, they're looking absolutely superb. Yeah. But from a defensive perspective, the ultimate thinking, why Alex has somehow changed this, because they can't win every game.
Did you have Patrick Bamford Sunday?
Yeah, we did. I spoke to him this morning. We played out some of his clips, but he's absolutely loving it because he's been superb. He's been probably their best player. I mean, yesterday, 2 assists, a goal. I mean, he looks superb.
Good for him. Good for him. How did you feel about him last week? Good for him, because he came under a lot of criticism, didn't he?
Well, so I could come up, mate. I mean, he gets a lot of criticism, and last year he was their top goal scorer, and they got promoted. They were the best team in the division, and yet he seems to be the only player in their team that got no credit for them getting promoted.
Yeah. It's all down to John Bon Jovi, isn't it? I'll remind you why. John Bon Jovi, who in Ali's words can walk under his table in high heels and a top hat.
And it can. I stand by it. What's it done? You probably didn't hear my rant at 6 o'clock. The only thing that's upset me the whole weekend, there were a couple of handball decisions. I mean, dear me, what did you think? Yeah, I mean, some of them were fast. I mean, I hate it, and I know you've got to stick to the rules and referees under a little bit more pressure now because of the whole, I think the sleeve in it, it's at the top of the sleeve, it's not handball, but I think common sense has got to play a part at some stage, because we're looking for a referee in a long time now, so they would have seen decisions before VAR was there. Surely now they know it themselves. Well, listen, that's not really handball. He's trying to run. He's not obviously technically handballing it. So it's the ball, the body when you're running in a natural position. If the ball pops up and hits your hand, come on now, that's not handball.
Later on the show as well, we will get to what happened at St James's Park. I was there yesterday. Newcastle lost to Brighton. It was a comprehensive win as well for Brighton. Tariq Lamptey is my new favourite player in the Premier League. He's absolutely incredible. He got subbed off basically because he got so battered by the Newcastle players. Left, right and centre, he could not contain him. At one point, his faster speed was 35 kilometres an hour. Like, it was just rapid, absolutely rapid. He drew it back for the first goal as well, for the penalty. I just think he was everywhere. He just did so much work in terms of like getting himself forward, but then getting back as well.
He was superb against Chelsea last week. Yeah, and they had him. Chelsea had him.
He gave up 3 million from just under 4 million.
Absolute bargain, mate.
Listen, he was absolutely brilliant. I spoke to him after the game as well. Somebody actually tweeted this morning to describe my interview with him. I'm just trying to find it now. I didn't look it up because actually it's exactly how I felt when I was doing it. Basically said I was like some sort of proud auntie, you know. But it's just a big moment. He's going to have a great career, so we'll talk about him a little bit later on. Let's focus a bit on Spurs because they won the game 5-2. Ali was left out. Jose Mourinho, it was his second successive game. Basically said that he will be playing in the Carabao Cup tomorrow. He will be starting that tomorrow. Here's how he explained leading him out.
Alex, out of 8 guys. They played behind. The problem.
Ready if you are.
In the moment we had too many players in the squad. I had on the bench Bergwijn, Lo Celso, Lamela. I cannot have all players. go on with it.
Okay, there we go. So, playing there, too many players on the bench, Kyle included as well. I guess the simple fact is he felt like he could perform, he would include him, and he just doesn't think he's there.
Potentially, yeah, but listen, looking at Spurs' squad yesterday, you cannot tell me that Dele Alli's not better than Harry Winks. He's not better than, Lamella, even Sissoko. Do you know what I mean? But for whatever reason...
What's the problem then?
Obviously, just can't seem to find that form again. When Dele Alli is playing as well, when Mourinho first came in and Dele Alli had that initial boost, he was absolutely superb. But you kind of got, when you watch the documentary, you kind of, when you call him a lazy trainer, just wondered if this relationship was going to sour a little bit. And Dele Alli's one of them players where, you know how Mourinho wants you hard working, up and down, and that's not really Dele Alli's game. I look at Dele Alli as a kind of like a Frank Lampard type midfielder. I'm not saying he's a good Frank, but at the same type where he's not a number 10 where he gets in the box, gets in the crosses, does that late drives into the box, gets goals. But for whatever reason, he can't seem to find that form. But to say that he's got all these players, he can't find the spot for Dele Alli is fast, because Dele Alli is better than some of these players that he's got in the squad. But I think it comes down to trust. I think right now, Mourinho trusts Sissoko a lot more than he trusts Dele Alli.
That's exactly what I said, mate. You know, I mean, there must be a serious lapse in form or drop in confidence for Dele Alli not to make the squad, the bench. I'm looking to say, clearly, you know, managers and coaches will pick teams and we can discuss, you know, who should be left out. But for him to be left out the entire squad, yeah, he's got it. I mean, well, so I can't believe it. You know, he's not in before Sissoko. You know, Bersman, all these guys. I just think there's something seriously going on that we have to get to the bottom of. I feel like Ali has to get to the bottom of, because he's got to get himself through this and he's got to get back playing. There is a rumour this morning, was the Times down, there's a potential loan move to PS4.
I jump at him. I absolutely jump at him.
Of course you would. Absolutely. He's too good a player. I mean, I know we keep going back to his form at the World Cup in Russia, but he's got to recapture that. He's got to get to it again. It's amazing. It's amazing. Somebody like Dele Alli, who you think is absolutely driven and full of confidence. He just looks to me as if he doesn't have any at all at the moment.
Absolutely not. And as you said there, you talk about him, he's going to get an opportunity against Leighton Orient. But for me, that's a lose-lose situation, because if he plays in this game, and he doesn't play to the level that Mourinho wants to say, like, well, I'll give you an opportunity, but it's not really a chance, because if Dele Alli steps in and plays extremely well, scores 2 or 3, is he going to get back in the squad next weekend after the performance against Southampton? Probably not. So that, but with Dele as well against PSG, I think it'll be superb from that. We know that the French league is not as competitive as the Premier League, but when you go and play with people like Mbappe, Neymar, Verratti, it's automatically he's going to lift his levels and become a better player anyway. Champions League football. So for me, I think a change of scenery could do the world of good. And get to that club, listen, that's going to do, like, it would be fantastic there.
We had a lot of reaction to this morning. It's the second time that we spoke about it. A couple of people have texted in. Trotter in Essex said, Dele has had the silk pyjamas on for the last 2 years. Just doesn't do enough in at number 10, or can't argue what number 10 doing.
He's not a number 10. I don't look at him as number 10. I look at him, as I said, that midfielder, like the number 10 will slide it wide, and then he makes that late run into the box and gets on the end of the crosses. He's not the one who gets with his back to goal, creates a little assist. He's not a number 10 for me at all.
A-Dub said, morning guys, the problem with Dele is his consistency, or shall I say lack of. Once he can perform on top of his game on a regular basis and not just the odd game, and then go missing, he will undoubtedly regain his spot in Jose's starting 11.
I think that's fair. I wouldn't find it. I'd find it difficult to argue with that. I just think he's lacking. He's certainly lacking a level of consistency, but because we know when he's playing and he's at the top of his game, he's a serious talent. But it's just a matter of finding that form again and getting him back to the team.
One more, Patrick, who's not done as well. The problem with Dele Alli is he burst on the scene, scored some good goals, got an England team, and then all of a sudden he started to believe the hype about how good he was. He needs to get back to the basics of playing football, forget about all the tricks and flicks, everybody's seen them now. I always think, actually, that getting in the England squad and becoming arrogant because of being selected from the England squad is a myth. I think it works to the detriment of some players from time to time.
Yeah, of course. And look, when you burst into the scene like Dele did, and the level that he burst into the scene at, your dedication to the game has got to be absolutely spot on for you to get to maintain it. You get the very, very best in the game, like people like Cristiano, like you at the very top. These guys, the dedication they put to the game, that's why they can stay there. But even if your focus wavers just a little bit and you come off,
It's going to be massive. And you look at Delhi when he burst on the scene, I mean, he was absolutely fantastic. People were like, well, what a fine this is. And he's never quite been able to get back to that level, but I just think it's able to do Delhi, which helps him massively.
Okay, what's next for Delhi Ali? 08717 level 2, level 3, level 4, the lines are open to first round. We want you to stay not just first round, England fans as well, or anyone that has an opinion on Delhi Ali. Where do you go next? Is his time at Tottenham short-lived? I mean, is he going to progress under Jose Mourinho? He's playing in late night, he's going to come back on the game tomorrow. I reckon we'll do level 2 and 3 and 4. We've also been speaking the handball rule this morning. We've got a lot of you guys talking as well. So up next, we're going to hear from former Premier League referee Keith Hackett is coming on. He said that the referees in this country are embarrassed by the handball rule. All of that next. Big deal.
Talk forward breakfast with Arnold Clark. Now with new, safe and confident ways to buy. Visit ArnoldClark.com.
Here's the sound of confidence being made in the British Army. Did you get that? Here across the way. After shouting. That. Right there. The sound of a soldier unprivileged on their first mountain trail. Now ready to overcome any obstacle. The sound of confidence that lasts a lifetime being made. Find where you belong. Search on jobs. From sport to entertainment, business to lifestyle, expert journalism is now easier than ever to enjoy. With Apple News Plus, you get access to over 300 popular magazines and leading newspapers. Read fully used cover to cover and get hand-picked recommendations from our expert editors. And you can share with up to 5 other family members at no extra cost. Start your free 1-month trial of Apple News Plus today. Inside the Apple News app, new subscribers can renew at $9.99 a month until cancelled.
No wonders football like Carl. We led in 2012 when the pack was running down in the and the 5,000 to 1 outside was all by surprise.
Incredible! No one could have predicted this!
And when the red side and empty side rose again. Be part of the world's greatest league with Coral. In play or free to play. The choice is yours. 18 plus online and mobile full term and exclusion to Coral UK when the fun stop.
Carlo Triple, the heartbeat of your engine. Today's motor oils have to do more than just lubricate. They help improve fuel economy and increase the life expectancy of the engine. Carlo Triple Heart electric oil technology has been designed to reduce friction and help optimize performance. The life of your engine can depend on the quality of the oil. Now, see the full range of Carlo Triple R engine oil. Selected stores subject to availability.
Inside and after some knockout trade deals, get down to Magnet Trade. We trade kitchens for less than £500, laminate worktops from £20, internal doors from £17, flooring from only £4 per square metre. Nice on Magnet Trade. Open an account today and find out more at magnettrade.co.uk or drop into your local Magnet Trade store. Price excludes 20% VAT terms and conditions apply.
First, Garfield here. Imagine you're buying a car. You've negotiated a deal to trade in your old one, and you're about to sign on the dotted line. But wait a minute.
You know that's so surprised.
Tiger.
No
Before you
offense,
agree,
Miller.
it's worth
You don't
remembering
even
that
think
buying
Thor
without
and
part
Mjolnir
exchange
and
could
get
get
to
you a
that
bigger
much
discount on your
Then
next car.
Thor is a
So why
fool.
not check out
That should be
WeBuyAnyCar.com?
entertaining.
Good boy. To find out how much your car's worth in 60 seconds, enter your number now at WeBuyAnyCar.com.
When you see MedLife, more information to your own account at concessions and system down at
Fucking hell, Stick. That was a start, wasn't it, eh?
Here after rain. After shouting. That. Right there. The sound of a soldier unpicking from their first mountain trail. Now ready to overcome any obstacle. The sound of confidence that lasts a lifetime being made. Find where you belong. Search on jobs.
Traffic and travel and source more. We'll help you find the right color for your car, home, bike, and business.
Oh, there's one behind me.
On the lane, we close at junction 16. Go past the Hampton around the Daventry area. It's the recovery of the Terrified Lane block. The Terrified electricity block. And one northbound, junction 24. Nothing south, junction 25.
Fucking hell.
It is because of the crash with the lane closure there. And these two at Great Bend are being checked when it is close towards London. Now, collected, I'm Gary Scott. Had a car accident. Wasn't your fault. Did you call for an your engine? Right, we'll get your free replacement car. Free repair. Ryan has called in to speak about this possibility, Danielle. What would you like to say, Ryan? You're on Commentary City Sound.
Morning, right? Morning, everyone. It's just a question for Darren, really. He made the point about saying not being a number 10 or modern day 10. Yeah. Where would you play him then? Because if he was, I guess, an inside left, is he better than still in that position? Go on, Darren. I won't play him one up top. I play him as a. Like when I look at number 10, I look like someone Christian Eriksen, who gets on the ball, creates opportunities. I look at Dele Alli like, I feel like a Frank Lampard, who gets in the box, that number 8 type midfielder where he doesn't necessarily link the play, but he's also going to put out the third man run, so that Eriksen will be get put wide and he's getting himself in the box on the end of it, because that's where I felt the same best football. Yeah, do you think you're going to have an answer Lampard, instead of just say Lampard was just the box-to-box walking on the foot to get on anything? Lampard finishes 3 out of the 4. Which I guess suggests that he could play a little bit more than getting on the end of crosses. I mean, see it. Well, no, yeah, I mean, listen, Lampard has a lot to his game, but listen, arguably he's one of the best midfield players. Like, he's the best midfield player. Getting in the box, and the other thing, if someone said, what's Lampard's biggest strength? He'd say scoring goals and getting in the box. That's how we avoid it. Yeah, no, I get that. So what level then, what team in the Premier League would you put Ali Atlan playing as, an essence of such? Would you get any of the top teams? That's a tough thing. You definitely need to get to Liverpool.
I guess I can tell you on.
I think this is why you kind of say that abroad would suit him best, because you start looking around the Premier League at who he goes to Spurs, which is not going to be an upgrade, but where he go where he would see himself maybe thriving. He can go to Everton now, because they're absolutely superb. But that's fine now, they're woman, aren't they? So I think that's what PSG would be a possible shot for him to go abroad.
Okay, we are going to revisit this before the end of the show. It's only 8:22. We've got loads of time. Liverpool legend John Barnes coming up just after 8:30 now. It's time for this.
The Coral Daily Download on Talk Sport. The world's greatest league is back. Be part of it with Coral. In play or free to play at coral.co.uk. 18 plus be gambleware.org.
Joining us this morning is Dave Stevens. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning, Steve. Good morning, Laura. Good morning, gentlemen. Ali, absolutely spot on with your rant. It was about 6:30, 6:45 this morning. You absolutely got flying, and you're absolutely right. Watching the games over the weekend, I've never been so glad to be a lower league fan, because we don't have any of that nonsense down in League One, and the way Forces are playing, it'll be a long time before VAR is a problem for us. But if anyone out there thinks that VAR, how it's being used at the moment, has made football better, then they're watching a different game to me.
People, I was at a game yesterday, right? And it cost my team 3 points, right? I'm at a game yesterday. Good game, Hibs versus Rangers through the end, but Hibs equalising goal, big dodge, head at the back post. One of the players goes offside in the build-up. Just offside, but he's offside. Now the rest, the linesman doesn't do his job, doesn't see it, doesn't give it. But you know something? I actually, in a bizarre way, prefer that than all this nonsense getting fucked. You know what I mean, Steve?
Because, yeah, look, there's so many decisions still come down to one man's opinion, and the guy watching on the screen in the bunker will have a different interpretation to someone else. I don't know, is it making football better? And if you think it is, then as I say, you're watching a different game today. But
I like you just stuck him in the bunker, Steve, right? That'd be quite nice. You're not a bunker,
But
but...
listen, back to the game tonight, and again, there's bound to be talking points. Two big games. I mean, first of all, Aston Villa, Sheffield United, very explosive fun, 7-4 Villa, 15-20 Sheffield United. But it's other games, Darren, only of interest were Wolves, 11-2 shot the home. About Man City, 2-1 on Man City, 3-1 the draw. I'm not saying Man City obviously can't win this, because of course they can, but there's not that much between them. So you say, well,
Absolutely. And you've got to say, Steve, I think Wolves beat Manchester City home and away last year.
Yeah.
So I would say that's a very, very generous price, although I would expect Manchester City to win.
would you really? Okay, fair enough. I fancy Wolves get something from that. Do you do it? 2 horse race to the title already, 10-11 City, 13-8 Liverpool, Chelsea. I thought exposed. And Laura, are you getting carried away as an Arsenal fan?
I am. However,
Yeah, there it is.
No, not yet.
The 4 to get into the top 4 after 2 big victories against
I mean, obviously top 4, I think.
Oh, Stag, you should have moved on there.
so good. 25-1 shot.
I like it.
I mean, that's coming from the early 66-1. And I say, getting excited over that. But it's a wake-up call for the likes of Man United and Chelsea at the weekend. I mean, genuinely, Arsenal fans, you'd always want a top 4 spot, wouldn't you?
Well, listen, I think that the way it's kind of started is nice to see that we have
Fucking hell. Out of the way.
When you start to get some of the results around Chelsea and United, you've got cracking stuff in the top 4 now.
Just down the bottom quickly, I mean, you talk about stepping down, you mentioned all defending you scored over the weekend. Nothing more so than Fulham. If they defend like that, it's going to be a long, long winter.
Yeah, well, absolutely. By the way, I think it's doing it out of order and not throwing away from it.
You're on top relegation ready. Fulham wanted to do West Brom 8-15. Newcastle, their big start went out the window. They're 9-4. West Ham fans never been too much to moan about. They're also 9-4. So it's very early days, but 2 horse race to the title.
Steve, Dave Stevens, who do you support again?
I'm a Portsmouth fan.
Yeah, what's the game of the night?
Portsmouth deal yesterday. It's not one that the highlight package is going to be very long.
Alright, lovely to speak to you this morning. Thanks for coming on. You're doing that with Dave Stevens from Coral to come on the show. The organization John Barnes on Liverpool's Flying Star at the Chelsea Junior yesterday. Chelsea did go down to 10 men, but and Qatar came off the bench and it's absolutely phenomenal. So this is 8:27.
The Coral Daily Download on Talk Sport, the world's greatest legal bag. Be part of it with Coral. Steam play or free to play at coral.co.uk. 18 plus begamblerware.org. Talk Sport Breakfast with Arnold Clark. Reserve your next car online and then collect safely in branch.
Because the butter, cognac, and then Bombay. Unfortunately, Pension B can't make you celebrity chef confident, but we can transfer most of your pensions together into one simple online plan with UK-based support from our beekeepers, so you know your retirement is under control. And there you have it. Cauliflower steak.
On your side in that
Be pension confident. Download the app or visit pensionb.com to sign up.
Authorised and regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority. Capital at risk.
Trade is the UK's #1 website for finding tradespeople. Let us help you get your home and garden in shape and maybe sort out that DIY you got a little bit carried away with. Find your local tradesperson for free today at checkandtrade.com. The UK's #1. UK's #1 according to survey conducted by Deep Blue Thinking.
Dave, shouldn't you be doing that Rupert job?
I've not got through, mate.
How did you manage that?
Well, I got those duo plain roof tiles from BMI Redland at SIG Roofing. Quick, easy to fit and in stock. Tell you, best partnership since I must please look. BMI Redland duo plain roof tile. Available now at your local SIG Roofing branch today. If you want to knock off early like Dave, visit sigroofing.co.uk.
Participating branches only. For the first pass, the posters and the last-minute punters, the underdog backers and overexcited hopers, for the long shot speculators and the short odds bankers, for the live every minuters and the seen it all before us, for the kick every ballers and the armchair experters, for the seasoned veterans and the fresh-faced newcomers, for all the veterans. We've got your best, Rupert, for the nation play. Download the app now. And fun stops. Sunny here at Asda. There's a great big Moorback event with thousands of products on Moorback. They're fairly washing up liquids. 1.15 litres. Was £2, now £1.80. Pocket up, guys. Save money, save better. That's the price.
Selected job line, particular availability, operates 27th of September.
Lola should be saying a virtual hello to her new clients right now, but instead she's saying... Awkward. Why, Lola? Why set up a fancy new lost office if your Wi-Fi doesn't reach it? Never fear. With BT Complete Wi-Fi, you'll be back with a bing. Only BT guarantees reliable Wi-Fi in every room, or £100 back. Why choose anyone else? BT. Beyond limits. After 3 gifts to guarantee 10 Mbps in every ring or £100 off your next bill. Terms apply. At Ring, we've reinvented the doorbell. So no matter where you are, or what time of day, you can watch over your home and the things you care about. Ring Video Doorbell streams HD video and two-way talk straight to your phone, so you can speak to whoever's at your door from anywhere. Delivery!
Oh, great. Can you leave it around the back, please?
Sure, no problem. And it's so simple, you can install it yourself in minutes. See, hear and speak to whoever's at your door from wherever you are with Ring Video Doorbell. Available at ring.com and selected retailers.
Good morning, it's time to get your news and sport update on Talk Sport Breakfast with Paul Scott and Jenny Barsby. England's Chief Medical Officer will address the nation at 11 this morning to explain the best way to manage the rise in coronavirus infections. Professor Chris Whitty is warning the rate is heading in the wrong direction and we're now at a critical point. Meanwhile, the ban on evictions brought in during lockdown ends today. Labour's call for it to be extended over fears tens of thousands of private renters are in danger of losing their homes. And it looks like the morning rush hour is pretty much back to normal, with traffic between 8 and 9 a.m, the same as it was before lockdown. The number of cars on the road rose by 55% when schools went back.
Liverpool and Leicester both have 100% records at the start of this season. Liverpool won 2-0 at 10-man Chelsea after Andreas Christensen was sent off. Sadio Mane got both goals in the second half. Meanwhile, Leicester came from behind to beat Burnley 4-2. Dele Alli was once again left out of the Spurs squad as they won 5-2 at Southampton. Brighton was 3-0 winners at Newcastle. Bryson DeChambeau won the US Open by 6 shots to claim his first golf major. Overnight leader Matthew Walsh finished second, and Slovenian star Tadej Pogačar has become the second youngest person ever to win the Tour de France. The 21-year-old finished 59 seconds ahead of compatriot Primož Roglic.
Previously on White and Jordan. Ron's pallet, I would not let him on Telegram. How did you enforce that? Because it's my Telegram, you don't want it. 100% engagement. I read this, and I initially thought I was going to enjoy it. What you could have won is that. Now you get this pile of cup. Right? Warning. Dangerous opinions ahead. Jim White versus Simon George. Disagree to disagree. Continues this morning from 10 from Talk Sport. This is Talk Sport Breakfast on Talk Sport.
This is Chelsea because manager Frank Lampard says he will try to boost Kepa confidence after another mistake in yesterday's 2-0 by Liverpool. Kepa was at fault when Sadio Mane dispossessed him and doubled Liverpool's lead with his second goal earlier in the second half. Lampard says that Kepa will have his full support during these challenging times.
Stealthy.
Football's always state of mind. Doesn't matter.
We must free the
always
other
state of mind, and if you drop in confidence, you have to work as everyone may I know to get confidence back. If you're support, which you'll feel here, but it's all sorts of work and work and work to correct those kind of things. But they happen in football, so you know that was something important in the game today.
Okay, Chelsea have agreed to £26 million signing of goalkeeper Edouard Mendy from Rennes. Can I ask you something? I mean,
Yeah, for free. That's why he's here.
if you were playing Lampard, would you bench him or would you start
The
him?
tip is under thick layer wise.
You've got to take him on the firing line. I mean, we saw him make a mistake after mistake last season, and his confidence is clearly gone.
Correct.
And then obviously then he gets Brian back in the season, and the first goal where it goes underneath his arm, and every time a goal goes in, you go, oh, no, not again. And I think that one of the weekends has summed it up. He's got no confidence now. He tried to play out from the back, got dispossessed, Marley kept it in the net, but I think in that regard, Frank's got hit. We're blamed for some of this.
How are we going to turn the hammer so that lands near the
Clearly everyone can see that he's got no confidence.
We cut it free, let it down, and
Every
figure
time,
what
like,
comes
I'm
next after.
the weekend, my man just said to me, well, any midfielder, shoot on side. Shoot. And he said to me, the striker, if someone does shoot, you follow him as quickly as possible, put him under pressure to see if you can hold it. Now, Frank obviously keeps picking him. He's got Caballero there, who hasn't really, to my knowledge, let Frank down. I would have taken him out the fire and played with Caballero until you get your new goalkeeper. But the more you put him out there, Kepa in his own mind's probably thinking, I can't keep the goal again. I really hope I don't make another mistake today. And every time he does, he'll get highlighted, and it's not doing him any favours.
What do you think, Eddie?
I think Dan's right, to be honest with you. I'm looking after Dan, and he, particularly now, I know it sounds crazy, but it's particularly now where there's far more pressure on goalkeepers to play as well. If his job is to keep the ball out the back of the net and make saves, that would be one thing. See, that's come now, obviously, how they lost the second goal when Manny closing them down. That's goalkeepers have been asked to play now, so there's an added incentive of pressure on him, if you like. And he just looks, I've got to say, Dan, I just think it's agony watching him, because you can feel his pain, you know. And I think the sooner you get back to it, and you're right, it's not as if he's not got a good second goal. He's proved it. He does rate his second goal to Caballero. So I think now's the time you've got to get him out of there, because you're not doing him any favours at all.
Okay, so Liverpool were on the winning side of that match, 2-0 in the end. Here's a quote from Jamie Carragher: "When Mane finishes, he's going to be really pushing John Barnes." So that's Cara saying that Senegalese could be better than the Anfield legend John Barnes. Who should we ask about that next? Are you guys done?
I am, yes.
Good morning.
Morning, John. You'll get a bit sooner than me, I know that.
John, what do you make of just how brilliant he is?
What does it
It's
say?
been fantastic. But as with anything else, I think that has been always behind authorities who aren't, if they stay there over a period of time, then you can compare any of them, any great player of the past.
Seasons?
Whether he leaves at the end of the season or this season, he's been here for 4 years. But of course, what he's done in the time he's sitting here has been absolutely sensational.
Why start with winter?
Salah's been great as well. For me, Firmino still is my favourite player because he makes it all together. He does that for sure. So when I asked you to do that, I wasn't... I wouldn't say it was critical, but I was questioning Klopp just going into the season of no signings to strengthen the squad. Clearly that has been put right. How impressive have you been with the signings? Obviously not seen an awful lot of them yet, but do you think it was required to strengthen in that department?
Well, it gives us something different because of what Thiago gives us, and I think, people are very quick to have a knee-jerk reaction to the fact that there's no signings, then all of a sudden we make good signings. In Thiago and Jota, which have improved.
Try that.
We did the same thing with the goalkeeper and Van Dijk, when Van Dijk didn't come up first, and it was like, why don't we do it? You need a goalkeeper, but you have to take your time. You take your time and get the right person in rather than making knee-jerk reactions. And I don't think the fans trust you enough to know that. As much as we do believe in these signings, and people were talking a week ago about coming in with, with no signings and how that can make us weaker. And all of a sudden, 5 days later, look how strong we are. So they make signings for give us something different. Because Thiago, what did he yesterday, for example, he said, and as soon as Chelsea went on to 10 men, when you look at the profile of our previous players who are hard working, but Chelsea defense and stuff, that do they have that cuteness, that invention to unlock them. He brought Thiago on straight away. He brought Henderson up, which shows that all of a sudden he changed the way we play.
Dangerous stuff for high-value gods to play around with. The ability to freeze time.
We've seen Mane and Salah play a lot of games and not really get arrested because they're so vital to the way they will play. Bringing someone like Rupert on.
Turns out stopping time keeps the sun and moon from streaking across the sky. Unfortunately, it
because
was
we're talking
non-stop
around here
calls
that
that
when
chased
they
them,
met
almost getting to
for
sink teeth in.
maybe 2 weeks.
After that, they
or
decided
even
it was
coming
best to
security
leave
coming.
him alone.
When you're talking about someone coming in for a period of time, he's going to maintain. Maybe a regency theory would do that, but it's not that can. So we've been fortunate that while we have become a big squad, our main player is big quick. We don't think how to drop our main player, but still practice very fit for a long period of time. I don't think we would have been able to maintain the way we play by bringing a reason in that position, for 3 months or series. Whereas now he's not coming in. Similarly with Thiago has to go play, depending on the game, but 3-4 months, it is going to be a lot, so he made a very good signing.
So I was going to ask you, what I mean, it's not obvious that this is your wrong, but why the BCD in Manchester City Davis? You look at all the group stage performances last year in the league, some of the people here even have some different classes, amazing to watch. What's happening with those teams all of a sudden Manchester City and their favourites?
Well, it's massive a big problem for their defence. You know, the overall victory, some of the defences are very great, but now they're still up the back. I think that's what they do.
Losing the water there.
Yes, they can win the league if they have that. But normally happens throughout the season, you go through a lot of form of organization, and each squad picking up and strong enough. That's why I think the good thing to do is to match the squad, and then say, well, if they get injured or they lose a bit of form, their squad can maintain what they have. When they did have that base in Liverpool, but I think now that we've made those 2 signings, it'll be much closer. I mean, I think we'll be first and second. I don't know what order, but I think we'll be much closer than last season. But I would still put Liverpool equal to Manchester City in that regard.
John, would you say that you could see any more signings potentially coming in, and if Jurgen Klopp was to strengthen the squad even more than he has done, what areas would you like to see him maybe bring another player in?
Well, once again, I've been expecting to, I mean, there are 2 good signings in terms of being able to go straight into the first team, but I don't think Jota necessarily will. Thiago, we don't know if he's going to play every week, depending on the game and who they're playing against. But I don't think we're going to make any major signings, because if you've got those 2 now who really push, and you have Curtis Jones, I think we make signings, but no big signings for a lot of money to really come and challenge the top left of their team. But it was surprised that there are 1 or 2 more signings, but no major ones.
So very early to say, when you have the performances really from the likes of Everton, but quite impressive start there. But if you look at the top 4, last the top 6, I feel like it might be setting up a little bit of season.
Now, I don't think that's necessarily going to take over the top 4, but the top 6 is really the thing. The benefit to look at that, absolutely, because if you look at the inconsistency of Tottenham over the weekend, but then you saw the way they played before, and, you're looking at Man United the way they started, Chelsea being inconsistent. That's a little bit what they have, that they should be looking to, when they put it in the top 6, I think looking for 5th and 6th Everton to do that.
Were you quite impressed with Dominic Calvert-Lewin? Because he was a little bit quiet after lockdown in that restart, but you kind of found that form that he had just before it.
I've always been impressed with Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Last year when he was coming with a stick on on Twitter and said, I think he's good enough for Everton, for Everton, I've got Everton, he's got a big negative, and said, you think disrespectful to say he's good enough for Everton, but all that. But Everton are a business club who want to be in the top 6, and I think top 6 once again means the top 6, and I think he's good enough for that, and he's shown it because he worked hard, the problem we had last year was working so hard for Everton, especially where the playing he's doing it in the wrong area. Now they're creating a system for him to really play where he can play in the top, in the air. You hold the ball up and get in the box. There's a whole creativity around him now, so he will, I'm not saying he's going to the top score, but he will also, I'm really pleased with it. I think that if you look at what England have, and the fact that England have, the top of England have got an attacking player. Put it this way, he's a defensive midfielder who's somebody who's actually Owen's attacking player, especially if you have a set of ball with Harry Kane, you can have Marcus Rashford or James Jackson in live player, but you're looking for an alternative to Harry Kane, he's a real, it's just been done forward. I think he'd be very close to it,
John, thank you very much for your time.
All that guys,
On Manchester United, and see what he thinks about their opening fixture and whether or not he'll get a little bit carried away with their fixtures and the Manchester United are still to come. 8:43.
Online, select your car, and browse for 2-3 home delivery.
Done.
Keep up with the terminating throughout the season with expert previews and in-depth analysis from our cultural writers, including Master Concerns and Jordan Green. So it's all the action, every game, every goal, every week. Only in the time at the Sunday Times. We got it at Delco's warehouse, we've got radio deals for a wide range of trades. Quality for free products. In September, we've got 12 reasons how the last day trade, white contract pack of options for only £15.99 extra. Now that's a real deal. Find even more real deals at Delco's warehouse from online at delco's.com. Delco, serving the trade for 120 products. We got it at Delco. Delco is where the trade goes. Let's charge the 20%. Pullman's recipe mixes are packed full of wowee, hurrah, frosting, and oh yeah. From the glorious north of this transport spaghetti bolognese,
having a little fun,
to
you
the cheesy chops from a chunky chili con carne. More taste, more please, more for your owner. Pullman's recipe mixes. Full on flavor for your family. This is the sound of confidence being made in the British
Trust
Army.
me.
Did you get that? Here, past the rain.
Ready. Dig in and push with everything.
Yes, sir.
To that. Right there. The sound of a soldier unclipping from their first mountain up there. Now ready to overcome any obstacle. The sound of confidence that lasts a lifetime being made.
Really?
Find
Come.
where you belong. Search on your job. Now it's ending, Bill.
Sorry, could we have a bit more enthusiasm?
Now it's ending, Bill. Ultimate at 7 feet of freezer with 20,000 pounds at the park every day. Freezing door and 50 very positive temper and accommodating for 20 pounds. 18 plus. You pay your Republic Island D2C supply. Please pay responsibly.
It's everything. The roof over your head, the food on the table. If it doesn't work, you don't. If your van or pickup is your business, now's the time to invest in it. The Ford Upgrade and Save promotion. £1,000 upgrade saving, 0% APR representative finance, and 3 months deferred payment on Ford Acquire. It's 3 promotions in one. Ford Upgrade and Save the business runs until the 30th of September. We're with you on this journey. Ford commercial vehicle.
The chisel tip.
Search.
The man
Backbone
credit.
of Britain.
He has a talent
Model
for destroying
exclusions and
things.
restrictions
Remember
paid
that
by
head.
prepaid full credit.
These
But the doors even black any bolts of light. Source Sports is teamed up with Barclays to bring fans closer to the game. Go to sourcesport.com/competitions for the chance to win 4 mountain league Sky Sports Day passes to share with your mates, and you can always join the Premier League action together virtually thanks to Barclays. Plus, in the end, it's a surprise draw, which could see the Premier League trophy coming to your house for a day. It's all to play for on Source Sport with Barclays, creating opportunities with football at every level of the game. Terms and conditions apply. Source Sport Traffic and Travel with Swinton Business Insurance. We'll help you find the right cover for your business. From plumbers and electricians to landlords or taxi insurance, visit swinton.co.uk.
Leicestershire, the M1 3 lanes currently closed northbound from junction 24. Nottingham south to junction 25 going towards Derby. Travel time there is about half an hour. Lanes 1, 2 and 3. So it's only the outside lane past the scene of that. Also lanes closed on the M1 in Northamptonshire northbound around Daventry at junction 16. That's because of recovery work where traffic at the Chichester bypass the A27 in the 2-mile queue there. I'm Stockbridge roundabout. I'm Gary Scott.
Did you know that for any business, your next step is the most important one? But if hiring someone who can make an
They
impact,
are no longer
it helps you find high-impact clients fast, without any long-term
I'll
commitment.
never even
So you only pay for what you need, thanks to our flexible payment options. Take that next step with Indeed. Get started with a £100 credit for your first job post, and get seen by more quality candidates. Go to Indeed.com/100. That's Indeed.com/100. Terms and conditions apply.
Digital Radio and 1089 and 1053 AM. This is Source Sport Director with more
the
money.
great day.
Alan McCoy
Envy.
and Darren Bennett.
Honey, I remember that they were massive as
Just kind of break things down.
Yeah. We'll talk about them just after 9, but first it's time for this.
So forward to effort, engine 12, simply not bad. I've got to say, we do have some good music here from my stomach.
Yeah, Stone was just on the other side of that wall of ice.
And then something they don't get you going, and Monday morning, nothing will.
And also, because it's the 21st of September, every time I say it, okay, we've got to get into this because we don't have a lot of time. So it's time to do the best. If you're fighting wrong, then it is. I'm just disappointed it's not here, guys, and you're going to go first and you'll do. I'm sitting Rogan and the song both from the same year. Hear it.
That boy Slam praise you.
Manchester City beaten Gillingham on penalties in a dramatic Division 2 player final at Wembley.
Yep.
You also can hear praised you by Fatboy Slim, but what was the year, Ali?
I think I know it.
99.
I think it's 1999. It might be 19. No, go for 99.
Straight in there, bish bosh bash.
Just because the government is offering its teeth. Yeah. So I really have to that's all that. I've got to be honest and say that was down to Fatboy Slim rather than Gillingham.
Ah, okay. Well, you knuckled on the teeth and you are 1-0 up. Annie McCoy, Darren Ben up next. This one. The new Shakespeare era with a 1-0 win against Stoke in the FA Cup final. So you also had 60 minutes by Ollie Mann. What was the year?
Was it 2011?
You were straight in there, the first silverware of the Shakespeare era 2011. Is that right?
Just because the government is offering its teeth, well, I really have to knuckle on that. When I get that, I've got to say, I'm not getting that.
On teeth each. Round 2, it's a sport round. Ali, Spurs person, Southampton to the sword at St Mary's yesterday, gave me a headline on Talk Sport. Human Song got himself on the score sheet 4 times in the 5-2 win. But can you tell me who the last player was to score 4 goals in 1 game in the Premier League?
Wow!
Wow!
I have a guess. The Arsenal boy up at Liverpool.
Arshavin.
I'm guessing with the way you're shaking your head. That's clearly the wrong answer, but I need to stick with it because I'm always going to go with it. I can't change my mind. I was going to go Shaven, Arshavin, but it's not.
Is it Shaven Arshavin?
Is it Shaven Arshavin?
You narcissistic swine!
I want to hear that anyway.
Yeah, good enough. So you can hand it over if you want.
Oh.
Yeah, more recent than you think. I've got to hurry you.
Oh, I couldn't think I was going to say. Harry Kane?
No, it was Mikel Antonio against Norwich.
So it was.
Okay, still 1 each. Darren, Harry Kane was also a big part of Spurs winning yesterday, getting himself 4 assists. The last time a player did that was back in 2014 when Ronald Koeman's side, Southampton, beat Sunderland 8-0. But which player got the 4 assists in that game that day?
Who's the guy that went to Ajax? Tadic?
Congratulations.
answer that.
To run heading into the final round at Ali, you need this.
I do it,
Force the draw if you get this, and then you can take the lead. The final round is a talk round. I'll play some talk for the question at the back of it if you have to. Please don't get past over. This round is done by this quiz.
West Bromwich Albion go to Goodison tomorrow on game day 12:30 kick-off. Everton is Rodriguez created 5 chances. Which is the most from a player in the Premier League debut for Arsenal forward back in 2014? Back in, he's got to do it again. Everton 7, James Rodriguez created 5 chances against Spurs. Which is the most from a player on a Premier League debut?
Can I ask one question? Is this a Friday after the ghost day? Brilliant. Okay, so your question is therefore about James Rodriguez, basically. So we all remember, it's not going to be the same one, but we all remember he was the running at Americana in 2014 in that World Cup for Colombia. But which country was it again? You cannot take this one down, Memphis, and give the answer Uruguay.
Fuck's sake. Oh, he's dead anyway. Stupid king.
One, two, three, four, five. You are absolutely correct. Villa, Manchester United.
Do I really have to ruffle all that?
Blackburn, Birmingham, Thunder, Darren Bent. You are 3-1. Well done.
Well done, me.
That's good.
That's great.
The best of luck to those idiot sons.
Well done, guys. And of course, congratulations to you for that one. The Darren Bent, you are today's winner. You are simply the best. Coming up next, we're talking Manchester United with Stephen Barron at 8:56.
Talk Sport Breakfast with Arnold Clark. We guarantee the UK's best used car deals. A new season is here on Now TV. New stars and bigger moments. Tonight, Aston Villa play Sheffield United. Then Man City look for revenge against Wolves, who beat them twice last season. You can watch both games live for a one-off price of $9.99. Now TV, you only pay for the games on Man TV. Search Now TV Sports. 18 plus, content streamed via internet, all terms apply. This is Football Index. Bet on the football stock market by buying shares in the world's top players. Sign up in September for a 10% bonus on your first deposit. Plus, if you don't like Football Index, we'll give you your money back up to £500. What's your football knowledge worth? Bet on the Football Index app or visit footballindex.co.uk to find out. Only valid for 7 days from protocol of EU UK customs. Subject to 100% plus Canada. At Wix, we want to keep things simple that tradespeople get back out on the job. Get instant access to your 10% Trade Pro discount with the Wix Trade Pro app. Save every time you shop. Not a member? Download the app to register. Always cheaper with Wix Trade Pro. Terms apply.
At Morrison's, we're making price cuts. We've already cut over 800 prices on your favourite products and held them low. Now we're cutting over 400 more across the store on the things you buy every week. And they'll be held low too. So look out for the yellow scissors and discover how much less your shopping costs. Making price cuts. It's our stores and online for the availability. And at Vision Express, we know just how precious your eyes are. That's why for every eye test book, we're donating £3 to the Macula Society, helping to beat the #1 cause of sight loss in the UK. Book an eye test in store or online today. Vision Express, proud sponsors of National Eye Health Week. Visit visionexpress.com for details.
Elation, heartache, joy and glory. Every massive
Hey, brother, we made a piece of gizmo be gone before we even notice.
Breaking news, essential previews, exclusive interviews, and everything you need to get every day. Game day breakfast this Saturday morning, room 6 on Full Sport with the Sun. Pick up the makeup for the latest football news, inside and gossip. On air, online and on TV at Review Channel 7.
This fight is mine, boy. Go.
And where do you think you're going? Oh no, brother. The little Frank's got a bow. What are we gonna do?
Before we go to news and sport and alpaca. Got some non-match today. Oscar the alpaca from Rupert. During Chelsea's 2-0 win over Arsenal.
Reason for this was not happy with his product on the basket.
I can't remember the last time that place takes you. An old man in this
Football on tape for 40 years and never seen anything like it. Please go and watch the video because I died when I saw it. It's a giant alpaca. I mean, that's the lifestyle. I can't see not a giant one.
I'll be ready. I've had a fox. I've never played a game of fox trying on a stage bar. A fox?
What did you do? Did you take it off?
Well, no, I said this come on and the field come on right about the last 3 minutes and then disappeared again. Hey, two of the fox on any of the other fox on the other. I'm joking about this fox.
I think you'll enjoy this. Quite a few people saying was Adam Lallana playing.
Very good.
So I can't leave any others, and I don't have time to go through this, but it's a very long story, very funny story, so go and have a look at it. It's really it's quite aggressive. It squares up to somebody on the touchline, and it's very hairy as well. It's got like a really wooden, furry, brown coat. I'm going to say myself. Next to what they were people's drugs. Nor is making COVID infection reach critical points.
Another Kappa error at Liverpool with a choke.
Executive medical officer of destination knows that more that Britain stands at a critical point in the coronavirus pandemic. Professor Chris Whitty will say the country faces a very serious winter as cases rise across the country, with the current trend in infections heading in the wrong direction. Transport secretary Justice Hospital Radio didn't underestimate the seriousness of the situation.
As I think will be made clear this morning, we are at a tipping point and at a very crucial moment in this pandemic.
It's unacceptable that thousands of people in parties
Hey, that's why I got it.
Stay behind me, boy. Why do you hunt us? What does Odin want?
Don't know, don't care.
Come warning tens of thousands of private renters could lose their homes. Labour's call for the protective measures to be extended, and
Stay.
we could experience a winter homelessness crisis. The legislation forcing Keep Britain's rail franchises operating during the pandemic are to be continued. The Department of Transport says it effectively ends the franchising system and a simpler, more effective structure will be developed over the coming months. And more than 1 million people in the UK have given up smoking since the pandemic began. The number of smokers quickly reaching the highest in all decades.
Avoid the MOT rush and book your MOT today with the UK's #1 MOT tester. Find your nearest centre and book online at quickfit.com. Participating centres.
Get another dry warm day with plenty of sunshine, cloudiest in Scotland and Northern Ireland.
Oops, and I've got their snake, that's it.
See our latest offers at www.com. I read the Malaga will get the score he needs to regain his confidence after another error. The goalkeeper gives his possession to Sadio Mane for his second goal. Liverpool 2-0 win over Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. Lampard makes the play reach to that heart for 4. We'll always be a mind in the future in confidence.
have to work with them on my own, I get something back because it's supposed to be still here. People to work and work to those kind of things. But it happened if you football, so that.
Jose Mourinho is challenging Dele Alli to prove himself after once again leaving him out of Tottenham's matchday squad. Son Min scored 4 times as Spurs ran 5-0 into Southampton. And for the second straight match, Allen wasn't even named on the bench. So Mourinho says he will feature in the Carabao Cup against Leighton Orient tomorrow.
Trying to rail you.
Fuck's sake.
I cannot have also
To try.
Leicester City made 2 wins in 2 matches by coming from behind to beat Burnley 4-2. Meanwhile, Neil Maupay scored twice and Brighton won 3-0 at Newcastle. Brighton DeChambeau has won his first job major. He was the only player to break par. He finished on 6 under on the tricky Wins foot course to claim the US Open. The 27-year-old finished 6 shots clear of getting sent an overnight lead at Matthew Wolf. Tadej Pogacar has won the Tour de France and Slovenia celebrates his 22nd birthday today. Becomes the second only person ever to win the race. You're always riding a van, you're also riding a business. That's why you're that way as we so you can go the extra mile to the other. Part of this helps you at the tight spot. And the competition. Volkswagen commercial vehicle, working with you. An optional feature for automated and taking on to the branch, compatible with our required data drive network, subject to network subject to 38 radio, 79 and 1053 KM. This is Talk George Records with more. United manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has come into some criticism following Saturday's 3-1 defeat at home to Crystal Palace. Over the weekend, Rose claimed Solskjaer is out of his depth, and former Aston Villa striker Gabriel Got talk for Solskjaer or authorities.
If you could be a one attacking on things we were last week getting, we are picture over the Solskjaer having about his players. You can know for a fact he'll be like hammering his players for that performance. Klopp. They're not having it. That's the problem with Manchester United. And like, you said there, mate, Ollie, he's too top food.
Sorry, do you think this will be a long-term success at Manchester United?
We think the opportunity to run the job at Manchester United. That was his record when he got Manchester United over, so he's obviously proved that he's more than enough to do the job, otherwise he'd do the job. He's turned it around in that period of Manchester United. So is he more than good enough? My thing with football is about time. Time.
Okay, so I'm sort of on the same side as I'm coming from because I don't know what happens in a dressing room. You don't know the way that Ole speaks to his teammates, and also we see the online performance. Before that, we're talking about how brilliant Manchester United was.
Just saying happening at the moment. I'm really good at this bit on this.
Leicester was huge. I doubt you think he's getting a little bit carried away with such a good sort of all of a sudden saying that Ole's out of depth. What do you think, Darren?
I think the performance against Palace wasn't great. I think a lot of fans have been quite patient by me. Everyone's taken well. Very lucky in person. But, you know, there's no hurry. I think what the problem is that we'll cover at Manchester United. Like, I think Harry said it on the weekend that he would have put Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in the top 20 managers in world football. And that's true. And he's arguably managing the biggest club in the world in Manchester United. So them two there go together. But I do think that one automatically then say after one last performance you're saying there, Man United is out of his depth. I think that's what
Come on. I love that bit. In your fucking face.
Of course, you're absolutely moving away from it, but getting back to the original question, results
Keep an eye on
will determine whether they're always staying in a job or not. And it's the way it should be, and it's the same with all managers and coaches. But it's their job to look at performances and scrutinise, you know, the results and indeed team selection. And I just felt that I thought it was a really strange team selection. I've got to say, I really did. James playing before Greenwood and Van de Beek not playing and Wan-Bissaka. I just thought the team selection was really, really strange. And if you take a chance with team selection
With that,
and
we
you get
can
away with it, and you
travel
keep
round
winning,
to
nobody
Jotunheim,
questions
get you where you need to go. But incidentally, all those magically sealed doors we've seen can now be unlocked. But that one round the corner, you can get through that door there now that you've got the chisel.
Okay, let's ask someone who knows a lot more about Manchester United than us three do sitting here. Steve McLaren, good morning, Steve.
Morning, Steve. Alright, happy birthday. I wasn't busy on the quick, can't believe that.
He did a commentary on Saturday, didn't he?
You're absolutely right to believe it.
I know ACL collapse.
There's a good reason for not believing it.
Steve, I thought it's been a brilliant encounter at the weekend. Hope you enjoyed it. We are going to be kicking your brains about Manchester United and what went wrong at the weekend. Do you think that there is an overreaction, or do you think some of the reaction that's coming out in negativity is warranted?
It's a massive overreaction. It's the first game of the season, and as I always say, we were nothing in September, October, November, and the game was poor. Manchester United were poor. I've got to say, Crystal Palace were excellent, playing that 4-4-2, smothered and killed Manchester United, and won the game easily on counter-attacks with the likes of Zaha, Schlupp and Townsend. Manchester United couldn't handle the pace. But when you look at the facts, Crystal Palace have had 30 days preparation. They've had 6 games, 4 friendlies, now 7 games, 3 competitive games. Manchester United, since that semi-final, have had 2 weeks rest, 2 weeks preparation, 1 game, and they expect to produce a performance of the level at which they ended last season, which, let's not forget, was an incredible finish to the season, top 4, semi-final of Europa. So I think, yes, Manchester United will fall. Was it expected? I think behind the scenes, Ollie will think we're not ready. Benji Ali, you know, in pre-season, it looked like a pre-season game that when you start a week or 2 behind everybody else, when you get the opponent, they are 2 yards ahead of you in everything, and it's frustrating. And it looked like one of the games. Crystal Palace weren't 1 or 2 yards ahead, they were 5 yards ahead. They were so quick, so sharp. Manchester United just got no intensity, no creativity. Fernandes and Pogba were poor, no movement from the front 3. And the back 4 have got no pace and can't handle speed. So the problems were still there and highlighted, but, and it's not an excuse.
I don't think the lad's doing too well.
They haven't had enough preparation time. Let's judge them in 5, 10 games. That's what I always say, 5 or 10 games. Then you can say, oh, it's not right. But that's enough. You have to wait.
Okay, you touched on it, Steve, and we'll go back to Manchester United. But you look at the end of the season, the power time. I for one couldn't see them start the way they have, but it was a remarkable start.
It's known the AC have found their own way to
When you
Valhalla.
look
No
at
Valkyrie
Palace,
escort,
you
no
know, I
processing
looked
at the
at
gates of
days they've had
Hellheim.
training, they've
That
had
may
a
be
lot more days
significant.
training. They've had 6 sort of friendly games, and they've had 3 competitive games, and they looked so much sharper. And you know, Benji, when you're playing the game and when you're coaching the game, when you manage it, pre-season games, these games are frustrating. This is the first, second game of pre-season, really, for Ollie. How frustrating that must be. They're costing points. Normally in pre-season it doesn't. But they will get better. They will get better. They need to get better, because what I saw was not just 1 or 2 players short on Saturday. I saw 11 players short on Saturday.
Steve, you touched on it there, mate. And I've registered it as well. There really is a distinct lack of pace about Manchester United, particularly at the, well, definitely at the back. I mean,
that could be a serious problem for them going forward, could it not? Oh, it's massive, and the last team you want to play is Crystal Palace, yeah, because they are so weak up front, and they targeted Lindelof, and okay, I think Maguire, I think he's a bit cleverer and he can cope and he can get in the right positions. I think they targeted Lindelof, they went one-on-one behind him every time Zaha, Townsend, Schlupp, and he couldn't cope with it. And when you dominate possession, as you know, you're playing in the opponent's half, there's a lot of space behind you. You've got to have pace. That's why Liverpool signed Van Dijk, because he has the pace to do that. That's why Man City struggle in their possession game, because they've got no pace at the back. And you've got to have pace. And Manchester United, yes, going forward, yes, front three, they've got pace, but at the back, lacking pace, and he was exposed on Saturday by Palace.
They stand that. I mean, we know this and they're going off the Sancho, and that's the one they want. But you think that maybe then potentially introduce some money to maybe go and get more defenders, as you said, they lack real pace at the back. And we know going forward, Greenwood, Rashford, Martial, that they have got good attacking options there. So do you think maybe use the money to maybe strengthen at the back?
Yeah, absolutely, Becky. I mean, you know, that front three normally, I mean, they were so poor. Fernandes, Pogba, and the front three was so poor on Saturday. But we know that the way they finished the season, that they're going to be great players going forward, creativity. They used to be a transition team. Now they're a transition team and a creative team because of Pogba, Fernandes, and you saw Van Dijk when he came on. He's a fox in the box and he can score goals. So going forward, I've got no problem with that. But going backwards, when you need to defend counter-attacks, you need to have pace. They've got no pace, and they need that pace. And that would be my priority, looking at that team. Oh, please, get somebody at the side of Maguire that has got pace, because they couldn't deal with one-on-ones. When you're a top team, when you're going for a top four position, defenders have to be there. I always go back to Yap's Scan. You leave him 1 against 1, 1 against 2. He will defend it with his pace and his strength. Manchester United haven't got that. They need that.
Steve, you know that club better than most of us, and you know what happens behind closed doors and in the dressing room as well. Perry Grove said that Solskjaer's out of his depth. Gary Barnhall was saying that Solskjaer lacks authority. Just a few of the voices that are criticising Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. What do you think of the job he's doing?
Yeah, I think he's absolutely how he did the nail on it. You've got to give him time, and he has been given time. There have been 3 or 4 occasions in the last 2 years that Ole could very, very easily have been sacked. But Manchester United stood by him, and quite rightly, because he made the signing of the season with Fernandes in January this season. They went on from there, and they won, I think, every game. They never lost a game. They hardly lost a game until the FA Cup and until Seville in the semi-final, which they should have lost. And that is maybe a bit of naivety, a bit of inexperience, but that will come. But he has shown that he can, with patience, and Manchester United has done so well in that respect, that they can buy the right players. The run that they went on to get in that top 4, because they were nowhere near at the present moment to deliver in Europe, to nearly get to the FA Cup final. He's nearly there. Van der Beek's a great signing. You know, you judge by results, by how but you judge by signings. And so far, they've been patient with the signings, they've been good, and they will get better, but they do need defenders.
Okay, and Steve, lovely to hear from you this morning. Thanks for your time.
You go back to that quiz.
And I'll Steve McCann, the treble-winning coach of Manchester United. It is 9:17.
Talk Sport Breakfast with Arnold Clark. Quality car and van rental now available. Food, warrior, food. Now there's so much more choice. Meal for every mood. Nothing can lose.
This would explain the hefty magical lock on the outside. With a knack for ominous statements.
What kind of something?
cars and
Whatever you feel, boy, you can handle it. We have come this far. Yes.
Oh yeah, this is my favourite place. Sorry, bad day.
It's a massive 110 million pounds. Now that's in-country money. You're an international lottery. Play online or the app. Estimate to check what rules and procedures apply. Players must be 16 and over.
Beautiful names, beautifully written. Keep up with the Premier League throughout the season with expert previews and in-depth analysis from our ultimate hero writers, including Henry Winter, Matt Dickinson, and Wayne Rooney. So with all the action, every game, every goal, every week, only in the Times and the Sunday Times. In the trade and fitting kitchens, Magnet Trade can help. Open the Magnet Platinum account and start having an extra pair of hands. Between your kitchen showroom, designer, planner, and project manager. And you get exclusive trade prices plus 60 days credit. Nice with Magnet Trade. Visit magnettrade.co.uk or drop into your local Magnet Trade store. This is the sound of confidence being made in the British Army. Did you get that? Here, past the rain. Past the shouting. To that. Right there. The sound of a soldier unclipping from their first mountain abseil. Now ready to overcome any obstacle. The sound of confidence that lasts a lifetime being made. Find where you belong. Search Army Jobs.
When it comes to equipping your business with its first electric van, there's nothing like getting behind the wheel. Because nobody knows what your business needs better than you. That's why we've got the widest range of 100% electric vans, charged up, unplugged, and ready to drive. To make finding the right van even easier. Visit experience.renault.co.uk/vans to book your test drive at the Renault Unplugged event, October 9th to 19th. 18 plus, subject to availability. Traffic and travel on Talk Sport with Swinton Insurance. We'll help you find the right cover for your car, home, bike, van, taxi and business. Visit swinton.co.uk.
Leicestershire lanes closed on the M1. It is because of some emergency repairs after a crash. It's on the northbound side where that lane closure is between junction 24, Nottingham South, to junction 25, Derby. Hampshire on the M3, lanes closed because of recovery work northbound from junction 6 at Basingstoke to 5 West Sussex, Chichester to the bypass, the A27, and the lane is closed between the Stockbridge roundabout and the Wick Road roundabout, causing delays. I'm Gary Scott.
When you're looking for car insurance, it's easy to get lost in the price comparison. It's the best deal out there. Come back down to earth and come direct to Direct Line. We're not on price comparison sites, but we could still save you up to £170. We solve problems, you save money. Come direct to car insurance. We're on it. Direct Line. 45% consumers could save up to £170, excludes optional extras. Research by Consumer Intelligence Limited, conducted in June 2020 for verification. directline.com/press.
Tuesday evening, League Park by Luton Manchester United. Coverage from 8. Kick-off at 8:15 on Talk Sport. Cash or car on Talk Sport with Arnold Car. We guarantee the UK's best used car deals. Visit arnoldcars.com.
Morning everyone, 9:29 on Talk Sport Breakfast. We've teamed up with Arnold Clark to give away £500 each day for the next 2 weeks and a chance to walk away with an incredible Renault Captur at the end of it. To take part in our cash or car competition, answer this question. A.
And the question is this: who scored Liverpool's first goal of the new Premier League season this year? Was it Firmino or Salah? Text the word win followed by A for Firmino or B for Salah to 81089, and you can do that before 9:30. We are indeed in business. Text costs 50 pence and standard network charges apply. Head to talksport.com for competition rules.
We'll select 2 correct entries at random to take part later on in the show. That is all thanks to Arnold Clark. Reserve your next car online and then collect safely in branch.
Cash or car on Talk Sport with Arnold Clark. Click and collect your next car safely in branch. Visit arnoldclark.com.
Morning everyone, welcome along 9:22 on Talk Sport Breakfast. McCoy and Darren Ben are joining me until 10 a.m. this morning, and then we pass over to Jim White, Simon Jordan, former Liverpool midfielder Danny Murphy, for them to get themselves stuck into all that.
Getting way faster. That's the kind of AG perfected. They're all rolled into one there, aren't they? Fury the lot.
A chunky trigger. Let's avoid that one. I'm not sure what they've got actually on topic. We'll see if we can find out and see what they are debating this morning, because it's always quite an interesting listen. Now, we spoke about lots of different players scoring hat-tricks the weekend, the amount of goals that are going in. And if you look at the table at the moment, sitting pretty at the top with 2 wins out of 2 is Leicester City. Congratulations to Leicester City. I saw Gary tweeting yesterday the last time happened was when I wanted to. Could it be? Could it be?
No,
It's of
I
course
feel
very
better.
joking. But
I
we'll
just
talk
needed
about
to
them
catch my
anyway.
breath.
So friend of mine, sorry. Not even
Now that
thinking
we've
about
got the
the
Giants,
same
just
Premier League
we
title
need to learn the travel route to Yorkshire, so we can carve it into that special gateway atop the peak.
Of course
Open
not.
realm
Of course,
travel to the land of the
we'll get it out of our
Giants.
heads
You don't know
immediately. We are even joking.
The
Sunday's
second did
victory over
mention
Burnley
that
gave
the Giants
Rangers his
had entrusted that
100th win
secret with Tia.
as a Premier League manager
Isn't Tia
in
dead?
210th game. Right, Ferguson, Kevin Keegan, the only British manager to reach the landmark in Premier League yesterday. Congratulations to Burnley, first of all.
Well done, Brendan.
Yeah. Let's talk about them a little bit. 4-2 win over Burnley. Goals all over the place.
We could also
Dennis
force
Pratt in the
him.
79th
We got
minute
that
goal.
chisel now, and that ball is going in.
In the first goal.
It seems a shame to us.
Yeah.
So just in the first game that I watched as well with their new signing, Timothy Castagne as well. It's looking good at Leicester, isn't it? Where they took quite a lot of criticism last season. So slipping and sliding. Yeah.
Last year in a row.
From February onwards, per se, or maybe January onwards, pretty much. Not just lockdown, it
Both
just started
sides
to
suffered
slip a little
tremendous
bit.
losses.
Yeah, quite a few
And for
injuries
many of
out
us,
there.
quite
There's a lot to
frankly,
contend
war
with.
was simply no fun
But
anymore.
things at the moment,
A rather
2 matches
senseless
in,
waste
it's
of
all
precious
right.
life.
Absolutely, very early days.
Wouldn't you agree, brother?
We're solid, a good side, really well
Precisely.
organised coach and manager. Brendan,
Enough was enough.
absolutely perfect.
And at last, Odin's most brilliant advisor became determined to find a more enlightened path and set about to broker a peace between the gods. Some convincing, but ultimately Odin was persuaded to marry his deadliest enemy. Vanir goddess, legendary not only for her fertile beauty, but her genius at the very Vanir magic that Odin had long aspired to master.
Friend married Odin? What's in it for her?
It was a sacrifice to protect her selfless act of love. Only she deserves better than she got. But of course, there's more to that story.
Come on! Let's not get carried away here. Even Gary, calm down.
Darren's on his head, thinks it is going to happen again. There's still more to come on this show at 9:25 on Football Breakfast.
Ooh, Tier's thoughts behind that match with that.
Now with new safe and contactless way to buy. Visit armorclass.com.
From sport to entertainment, business to lifestyle, expert journalism is now easier than ever to enjoy. With Apple News Plus, you get access to over 300 popular magazines and leading newspapers. Read full issues cover to cover and get hand-picked recommendations from our expert editors. And you can share with up to 5 other family members at no extra cost. Start your free 1-month trial of Apple News Plus today inside the Apple News app.
He was the only one they gifted with their special site. I wonder if the Giants left a triptych about me somewhere too.
You can watch over your home and the things you care about. Ring Video Doorbell streams HD video and two-way talk straight to your phone, so you can speak to whoever's at your door from anywhere.
Come on. Let me show you how to do this.
Oh, great.
This took me so much.
Sure,
Let me teach you
and it's
something.
so simple, you can install it yourself in minutes. See, hear, and speak to whoever's at your door from wherever you are.
You already
With Ring
speak it?
Video Doorbell.
Learning to read
Available
with
at
that.
Ring.com and selected
I know how
retailers.
to read, boy.
New season is
Just
here
like
on
this
Now
tongue.
TV. You
You're halfway
start
there
at
already.
the bigger moment.
So the rules represent a lot of
Aston Villa
different
faced
things.
Sheffield United
Some
and Man
gods,
City look for revenge against
some
Wolves
animals.
because quite
Wait.
lofty.
You're going too fast. I'm sorry.
Not that.
Both games live for a one-off price of
This
£9.99.
means something.
With Now TV, you only pay for the game for match.
Yeah, I did. Smells like
Search Now TV Sport. 18 plus, content streamed via internet, 400 plus. At Wix, we want to keep things simple as tradespeople get back out on the job. Get instant access to your 10% Trade Pro discount with the Wix Trade Pro app. Save every time you shop. Not a member? Download the app to register. Always cheaper with Wix Trade Pro. Terms apply. From the Premier League and the Barclays FA Women's Super League to grassroots football, it's all to trade for. For some, it's a chance to be the best of the best. And it's a pass for United, Lauren James down the wing. She's through.
take the boat. Freya's isn't far.
Keep going down.
At the Barclays, there's a chance to create more opportunities in the game. So together, let's make this season all for football. Find out how Barclays is creating opportunities with football at barclays.com/football.
Now at Sun Bingo,
Sorry, can we have a bit more enthusiasm?
now at Sun Bingo, everyone gets 7 days of free bingo with £1,000 of prizes up for grabs every day. No deposit required.
Okay, maybe too far.
Free bingo runs 18 to 24th of September in the cabaret with the selected times. 18 plus UK and Republic of Ireland, easy fees apply. Please play responsibly. This is the sound of confidence being made in the British Army. Did you get that? Here, off the road.
Odin's eye is on you, brother, especially now that Dick's calling us king. This forest is a blind spot for him. This is our smartest move.
The sound of a soldier unclipping from their first mountain up there. Now ready to overcome any obstacle.
Some
The sound
conflict
of
of the mind
confidence that lasts a
expresses itself
lifetime
as an
being
ailment
made.
of the body.
Find where you belong. Search angel.
God,
When
believing
it comes to
himself.
equipping your business with its first electric van, there's nothing like getting behind the wheel. Because nobody knows what your business needs better than you. That's why we've got the widest range of 100% electric vans, charged up, unplugged, and ready to drive. To make finding the right van even easier. Visit experience.renault.co.uk/vans to book your test drive at the Renault Unplugged event, October 9th to 19th. 18 plus, subject to availability.
Good morning, everyone. Still to come on the Breakfast Show, we are going to be discussing strikers after Dominic Calvert-Lewin got a hat-trick for Everton on Saturday. Coming up after us, Jim White, Simon Jordan and former Liverpool midfielder Danny Murphy. But now it's time to get a news and report update with Paul Scott. But first, Jennifer Osby, England's chief medical officers, warning the rate of COVID-19 infections in the UK is heading in the wrong direction. Later this morning,
Somebody just called the serpent.
Frightened to advise us that Patrick Fallon will deliver a televised briefing on the latest data. This as a parliamentary brief is warning fines are being issued for breaching lockdown rules that are unclear and ambiguous. The Joint Committee on Human Rights says it is unacceptable that many thousands of people given fixed penalty notices aren't able to appeal. And Downing Street tonight reports that Boris Johnson spent a weekend in Italy earlier this month to baptise his son. An Italian newspaper claims the PM was spotted passing through Parisian airport.
Liverpool and Leicester both have 100% records after Liverpool won 2-0 at 10-man, and Chelsea, Sadio Mane with both goals in the second half there. Meanwhile, Leicester came from behind to beat Burnley 4-2. Dele Alli was once again left out for the Spurs squad as they won 5-2 at Southampton. Brighton were 3-0 winners at Newcastle. Brighton DeChambeau has won the US Open by 6 shots to take his first golf major. Overnight, Matthew Wolff finished second. And Slovenia's Tadej Pogačar has become the second youngest person to win the Tour de France. The 21-year-old finished 59 seconds ahead of compatriot Primož Roglic.
Helheim of all places. You're all right with it?
I will do what I must. Leave me be.
As you wish.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for listening. 9:32 on Talk Sport Breakfast. Now, we brought you 4 live games across the network on Saturday as part of our game day coverage. And in the early kickoff, this man stole the show.
And this one really gets with the corner, high into the penalty area, and it's headed in for number 5, and it's a hat-trick for Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Everton's number 9, finishing like a number 9, 4 goals already this season.
Dominic Calvert-Lewin hit his first hat-trick as Everton continued their impressive start to the Premier League season with a dominant win against 10-man West Brom. Dominic spoke after the game to BT Sport about Carlo Ancelotti's influence.
To be honest, he's on me every day for one-touch finishes and being in the box, being in the right areas to put the ball in the back of the net. And thankfully for today, obviously I was, and it's nice to know that what I'm working on in training is coming off on the pitch, and that's the biggest reward, really.
I gotta say that was Thomas Calvert-Lewin speaking after scoring a hat-trick. Obviously, Carlo Ancelotti's had a brilliant influence on him, as you would expect from a world-class manager that's done everything that he has in the game. Do you think Dominic Calvert-Lewin now can break into the England squad if he keeps this up?
Got to 100%. I mean, he was showing signs before lockdown that he was emerging as maybe a dark horse for the England squad. But I think his form this season, I mean, he looks more powerful, he looks quicker, he looks stronger. And with a coach like Ancelotti behind him, coaching him in the right manner, he's going to go from game to game, get stronger and stronger. But what I like about him is that he can still work on his finishing, but he keeps getting the opportunities, which shows me he keeps getting in the right position. So I really like him, and I think if he continues this form, he'll definitely be in the squad. Great stuff. Well, I'll tell you what, mate, and you know where I'm going to go with this question, which you know exactly where I'm going to go. I'm going to put that right at the spot. Dan, you know, has he put himself in front of Danny Ings? Because what has Danny Ings done wrong? What has he got to do? I know, I feel like I'm the Danny Ings supporter branch, not to the bottom.
You're number one. You're Scotland's number one Danny Ings fan club is Danny McCoy.
I know, it's a very good question, but I'll tell you what, I mean, there's two centre forwards, goal scoring centre forwards, whereas before, I think England, I wouldn't say they were all right in Harry Kane, but certainly he was a fixture, and he still will be for the foreseeable future. But isn't it good to know from England's point of view that they have the goal scorers in the form that they have just now, whether it's Calvert-Lewin and indeed Ings? Yeah, I mean, it's nice to having Ings and obviously Harry Kane, which we know he can do, Calvert-Lewin firing, but they need to give him an opportunity. I mean, we saw in the last couple of internationals, Harry Kane played a lot of time, and Danny Ings rarely got, I think, got maybe 20 minutes in 2 games. And for me, how are we ever going to know if one of the second backup to Harry Kane is good enough if they don't get enough game time internationally?
Okay, here's the question for you guys. English strikers, if South England squad tomorrow, who makes it? I imagine you're both going to say Harry Kane. No.
Yeah, I am. Honestly,
you are. I have about 10 seconds to on that one. Okay, who's the number one other than Harry Kane? I'm going to say number one, I mean number 5.
Right now, I'm probably going to say, I'm going to go with Kane's one. There's too much to centre forward. Let's talk about forward. Talk about centre forward. Yeah. Well, my 3 would be then 3. Harry Kane, Danny Ings, and Calvert-Lewin.
Okay, Danny Ings or Calvert-Lewin?
What, the number 2?
Yeah.
I'd probably say, I think that's given to Danny Ings. I think what he did last season and the way he started off this season, I don't think you can really just kind of dismiss that. And then Calvert-Lewin. But they in that order, they I'm working with couldn't agree more. I think, you know, the great fixture form between them, Calvert-Lewin's a fantastic form. But I don't think Danny Ings has done anything wrong in the Premier League and centre forward. I think could you gain that are scoring and creating goals?
Speaking of goals and scoring, Leeds fans will be absolutely buzzing as their life in the Premier League, putting back up and just scoring for Bunbury and conceding a fair bit as well. But that's not the point. But I knew there was a point after, actually. They're quite lucky in that one. That was next year. And on Saturday, but they put them 4-3. And it was at Ellen Road, and it was just another absolute thriller to watch. They were just flying. It was just, they're so entertaining for me. The first 2 games of the season, I've also seen Patrick Bamford scored 2 goals. Yeah. He was widely criticised for his scoring record, but is it all because of this match?
Yeah, I'm sure Bon Jovi's got a lot to do with it.
But it is Bon Jovi. Now the reason we are playing this is because back when they used to take some promotion last season, which feels like a lifetime ago now, John Bon Jovi joined us in the studio and we told him that Patrick used to absolutely love him and used his music to motivate him before games, which is a true story. So we got John to leave him a little good luck message. Just give him a message over the airwaves.
Patrick, I'm holding your next game check. You score, you get it. You don't score, I keep it. Okay? How's that for motivation? Good morning.
Well, it wasn't a very good motivation at the time because he didn't score in the next game. But they did get promotion, so Patrick, and I thought it was Patrick. Let's talk about Patrick Bamford then, because I don't think I need to explain the backstory. He's taken a lot of criticism, but he's doing it now. It's only 2 games in, he's doing it in the Premier League, where people said he couldn't.
Well, listen, he did it last season in a team that was very successful. They were the best team in the Championship. He was their top goal scorer. The second highest goal scorer in league team was own goals. So, I mean, he took a lot of games. He led the line. But I'm not quite sure what more people ask him. There's always looking for excuses, and then he started off this season absolutely on fire. I mean, you know what it's like, Ali. When you score first game of the season, it just gives you that lift. 100%. He scored against Liverpool, the champions, and against Fulham on the weekend, he was absolutely superb. He got pushed for the penalty. He absolutely destroyed Ndoye down the left-hand side before he set up Heldy Costa, and then he scored himself. So, listen, I think him and Calvin Phillips have become the two best players and most reliable players. Absolutely, and you just look at all these teams that the goals and say Costa, they just look at a different prospect.
Put as much distance between you and the truth as you want.
I know we keep saying it very early in the season, but Leeds look to me in the way that they play as if they will create chances and Bamford will score goals because I think the way they play, that okay, they're going to leave themselves open at the back and they will lose goals. But
there is one unavoidable truth you will never escape.
At least do that.
You cannot change.
As well with Patrick.
You will always be
everyone spoke about him being right in the well. He saw what in Nketiah ended up and go back to Arsenal. He's done obviously for a lot of money. How's that like that? I don't think he played a minute. So the talk of Rodrigo, he's come in. He can't get anything in front of Patrick. So I think he's up to get a lot more credit.
The worry about it is that they're going to burn themselves out.
Let's see what those Blades
do. What do you say when you hear people say that?
Well, it's interesting. You look at it, and they do play the game at an incredible tempo. I mean, it's absolutely unbelievable to watch them. And I've got to say that they have to be and are, unbelievably fit. You look at Belgium's side and the all accounts, he looks incredible. I'm training as well. And to me, he's not there for the business. Doesn't take an awful lot. There's no doubt about it. And obviously playing it, as I say, at that pace, you probably run the risk a little bit more of picking up strains and injuries. So from Leeds' point of view, I think it'll be difficult to maintain it, but I think they probably can. I mean, and hopefully in the near future, I think they'll do even more when they get supporters back in their own stadium, because that will certainly drive them onto another level as well. So it's really interesting. I think Leeds are going to be, and I've said it before, I think they're going to be a great watch this season. Certainly a brilliant addition to the top 20.
First game back, and so all eyes on that picture. It will be an interesting one. Darren Bent and Quote with Spring on Talksport 9:40.
Talksport Breakfast with Arnold Clark. Reserve your next car online and then collect safely in Prague.
This is the sound of confidence being made in the British Army. Did you get that?
My yes, those blades will serve quite well.
The sound of a soldier unpacking
I see a door to the realm between realms over there. Hello in front, no less. Take the shortcut back to the realm travel temple, then on to Helheim, yeah?
Find where you belong. Search on your job. We understand that I think anything but normal this year. You might feel okay being outside. Or maybe you still feel safe to being at home. Perhaps it might be the time to consider your next move. However you feel about the future, we're the people here to help.
Well, I'm pretty sure you weren't talking to me back there. Anything you'd like to get off your chest, brother? I can assure you I'm unsurpassed in keeping confidences. You know where to find me. And for the record, you're any guest.
The price has never been lower. And our list 4-pack at half price for 6 months on BTTV, including Now TV, Sky Sports Plus, and all BT Sports channels. Hurry, and 26th of September. Visit BT.com to join today. New customers, CPI increase by 2.5%.
Well, if Eric packed a bag, it's not here. You maybe packed it and put it in the car already. I saw his car out in front. Let's go. Well, that's fine. The police must know.
At least now we know he was going somewhere the day he died.
Does anything say where? Santa Barbara. Montecito Hotel. Maybe he called somebody up there. We should get his phone bill. I'm on it.
Today's motor oils have to do more than just lubricate. They help improve fuel economy and increase the life expectancy of the engine.
Sam won't good with his car.
Oh, Sam.
What's wrong? I'm not going to just said a lot of Sam won't good with his car.
To Weston now, see a full range of car neutral engine oil. Restricted stores subject to availability. We got it at Selco. Selco, it's where the train goes. Selco Builders Warehouse, we've got renewal deals for a wide range of trade quality building products. In September, we've got 100mm fertilized blocks for just 99 cents each extra. Now that's a really big finding of
You're making forward magic. That's got to be a family heirloom. No one would ever be.
My brother and me created the old alternate big game. I know you'll want one.
Whatever you decide, please register your decision.
There's a little sound.
Find out more at organdonation.nhs.uk. Source Ford Traffic and Travel with
I'll be keeping my eye.
We'll help you find the right cover for your business. From plumbers and electricians to landlords or taxi insurance, visit swinson.co.uk.
Thanks to blocks in Leicestershire on the M1 northbound because of recovery work from junction 23 at Derby to junction 24 at Nottingham South. Inside lane that's blocked. Hampshire on the M3, it's recovery work there, going northbound from Basingstoke to junction 6 to the Hook junction at junction 5.
Now that Freya's given you the travel route to Helheim,
West Sussex
should be
pitches for the
unlocked on the
bypass
table.
the A27 between the Sutton roundabout and the Hook Road roundabout. That's part of the block because of the crash. I'm Gary Scott.
Had a car accident that wasn't your fault. Who do you call to repair your car or help if you're injured? Car Pride will get you a free replacement car, free repairs, and free legal advice with your claim. Call this number. Management won't cost you a penny.
It's only an hour. She drove it to the weekend, right?
With Laura Wood, Harry McCoy, Darren Bent, Cash or Car, Arnold Car, we guarantee that you pay the best used car deal. Visit arnoldcar.com.
Morning everybody, we're going to the Arnold Car to give away £500 each day for the next 2 weeks and a chance to win an incredible Renault Captur at the end of it. Earlier on we asked you this question.
Who scored Liverpool's first goal of the new Premier League season this year? Was it Firmino or Salah? The correct answer, of course, was Mo Salah.
Joining us now, randomly selected from one of our correct entries, we have...
I'll be watching your back.
Let me take this moment to tell you that what you are about to do is absolutely insane. No dent can survive this. So, I hope those blades work.